Your mind will always choose the path of least resistance. We put so much stuff in our brain gets overloaded, so it wants to choose the path of least resistance. We have to train our minds to choose the path of most resistance. And so what I did was I realized through my whole life was that I would get spastic in that 1 second. I had nothing to control. I had no end result. I had no feeling of victory to kind of pull from in this 1 second. So I would quit things. I would give up. And the dialogue in my head in that 1 second would be very negative. I had to find why I wanted to be here. If you find out why you want to be somewhere, when you're in that situation of wanting to quit, what happens is the questions that come to you are the proper questions. How can I get through this? How can I make this work for me? If you don't have the proper purpose on why you're somewhere, the questions that come to your mind are, we shouldn't be here. If you're not real and raw with who the fuck you are, nothing's gonna change. Look at yourself, man. Look at yourself. Are you accountable for what you're doing? I call myself fat because I was fat. You're gonna see me for who I am because I need to change who I'm not. I call myself out every which way possible. I didn't call myself out, I was just honest. What am I gonna do today to change what I see in this mirror? So I figured out these ways of total accountability. But I'm also proud of myself to be able to tell myself that and then fix what's in that mirror. You might be fat. How you address it is you face it. You face it every single day of your life. And then you put a goal in your mind. This is a race that you run completely alone. You have to live in your own fucking world. That's the goal in life. So I Googled the 10 hardest races in the world, and what came up, number 1, was this race called the Badwater 135. It's a 135-mile race through Death Valley in the summertime. So I wanted to get in this race, and so I go out there. Went out there, got to mile 20, wasn't feeling too bad. Around mile 30, I started feeling my shins starting to get extremely sore. By mile 70, I was totally destroyed. And this was the worst situation I've been in my entire life. I thought I was literally dying. This is when I realized that the human mind, once everything gets connected, once the mind knows you're not going to quit something, it's going to try to find more. My mind and my body and my spirit became one for the first time ever. And I got through it. And at the end of this race was such clarity to me. And it was just the most amazing thing I ever do in my life. Live your life with character, honor, and discipline. I define success by you continuously fighting every and any obstacle in front of you. You just continue to fight by whatever's in front of you and putting one step in front of the other, regardless what the outcome may be, by always showing up every single day. That is my definition of success. And if you live that way, I guarantee you, your goals and dreams will get accomplished. I was out of shape. I was lazy, depressed, and I had to make a decision to either sit here or to take or to bet on myself and become great on my own terms. And how I overcame it was belief. And through that, and through that belief, I became the man sitting here today. Believe in yourself, and don't rely on anybody to believe in you. Believe in yourself and only yourself, beyond without a doubt. Don't rely on anybody to push you or make you better, and allow that human being to make you a better person. Who on this fucking earth would still be going right now? You are. You have to believe in one thing, and that is yourself. But you've got to go inside yourself to find it. But if you're not looking for it, you won't find it. And if you don't know that, you will live the rest of your life searching, always asking the question, why? All these insecure people putting their insecurities on you, you gotta flush it out. What are you going to do now? They don't own your life. Suffering is a test. That's all it is. It's so easy to be great nowadays because most people are weak. You will never learn from people if we always tap dance around the truth. To doing things that you hate to do. On the other side is greatness. That's life, man. You live uncomfortable to gain growth. People always ask me, how do you build mental toughness? It started off with doing small house chores. So I took very small increments in my life. I started making my bed. I started cleaning my room. I started doing things, coming outside of my lazy ways to become better. Mental toughness is a lifestyle. If you sit there and have that mentality of triple down on what you're good at, that's the quickest way to never grow. You're always going to stay the same. Get to the point where instead of running from the things you don't want to do, you actually face them and start to gain more and more growth in your life. It's something that you live every single day of your life. So the brain starts to slowly grow. And through a period of time, your brain doesn't like it, but it starts to realize this is a new way of thinking. And the only way to do that is to make yourself uncomfortable. We all look for toughness. We all want it, but we look for it in a comfortable environment. If you can't control your own brain and your brain controls you, you're fucked. Your brain is the most powerful weapon in the world. Once you say, I'm not going to quit, these compartments in your brain start to they have to work. You're forcing your brain now to operate on a level it's not used to. You got to tell your brain where you want to go and how you want to go and how you want to get there. The voice in my head says, you know what, man? You're going to die never even trying to reach your full potential. Where is this going to take me? What's the possibility? And your true self is found, honestly, in that very uncomfortable zone. I want to feel victory. And victory for me wasn't winning. It was just finishing. And literally, I started feeling victory just by putting myself in the battle. And guess what happened? I got it. Self-talk, for me, has been the biggest thing in my life. A lot of us have a dialogue that is crap. And in that self-talk, a lot of times it's very negative. And all day long, we are feeding ourselves the wrong self-talk. It's negative self-talk. You can't have self-talk if you're hearing someone else's dialogue, how they want you to act, how they want you to dress, how they want you to talk. So our self-talk is, what am I going to wear today? How am I going to look today? I need to act this way today because this way is cool. You're not trying to find your own self. My self-talk became something that actually made me better. You have to create a positive dialogue. And how you clear away the crap to even get to your self-talk is you have to get all of the noise out of your head. I'm making sure that I'm walking around all day long, giving myself the proper fuel to attack the world. We don't want to suffer. We don't want to feel discomfort. The biggest war you'll ever go through is right between your own ears. It's in your mind. We're all going through a war in our mind. If you constantly run away from things that you don't want to face, how is there growth? You have to callous our mind to fight that war and to win that war. So we live in a world that we want to be as comfortable as we can. So the whole time we're living our lives in a very comfortable area. There's no growth in that. I had to face all these different things that made me very, very uncomfortable. And I also realized when I was really big, I had no growth. Why? Because I was living comfortable. And how you become a better person, how you gain mental toughness is constantly facing the things that you don't want to face. But if you're never putting yourself in a situation to actually practice these things, you're never going to grow. Build belief, build confidence to the point where nothing can hurt you because you know exactly who you are. There's no other way to make it out here. You got to learn to pick yourself up on your own. A lot of times these fights and these battles, you got to be your own fucking coach. You got to be your own motivator. And you got to have a dog in you. You have to have a dog in you, man. I got my answers. Took those answers and made myself better. It was the only way for me to move forward. And so I figured it out. And once I figured it out, I was able to reborn. I was able to be reborn. I'm trying to build people up. I'm trying to armor their mind. I'm trying to get them the belief. Because this world we live in is tough. It will try to take you out. It will find your weakness and it will fucking just hammer you. You're gonna have to fucking make it on your own.